The morning after the wedding, my phone buzzed before sunrise. It was a message from Lily. "We landed, feeling really sick. Don't tell Dad, I'll call later." I read that message over and over. Something about it didn't feel right. My daughter never hid things from me. Not like that. And the way she said, "Don't tell Dad," it was almost as if she was scared of how he'd react. But the truth? She was scared of how Jason would react. A few hours later, I called her. No answer. I texted again, no reply. Then, late that night, she finally picked up. Her voice was trembling. "Mom, he's mad at me." "Mad? For what, sweetheart?" I told him I needed to rest. I couldn't keep up with the schedule he planned. He said I'm ruining everything, that I'm already acting like an old woman. I gripped the phone tighter. "You're sick, Lily. You need to go to a doctor." "I tried," she said softly. "But he wouldn't let me. Said I'm just trying to get attention." That was the moment my heart broke. The moment I realized this wasn't just arrogance anymore. It was control. When they came back 2 days later, Jason walked into our house like he owned the place. He didn't even help Lily out of the car. I rushed outside, ready to hold my daughter, but she brushed past me quietly, her eyes red and tired. Jason followed behind, talking loudly on his phone about deals, commissions, and clients. He didn't even look at her. Later, at dinner, he started telling me how things were going to be now. "Lily's moving out of her job next month," he said casually. "She doesn't need to work anymore. I'll take care of the finances." He said it while cutting his steak, like it was already decided. My husband, Tom, raised an eyebrow. "You sure that's her decision?" Jason smirked. "I'm her husband now. We make decisions together." He said together, but the way he said it sounded more like, "I decide, she obeys." The rest of the meal was painfully quiet. Lily barely ate. After dinner, she excused herself to go lie down. Jason didn't even ask if she was okay. He leaned back in his chair and started talking about how generous our side of the family had been with the wedding gifts. He even hinted that he planned to invest some of the money. That was when Tom's patience finally cracked. "You mean the money that came from our guests?" he asked sharply. Jason shrugged. "We're family now. What's yours is hers, and what's hers is ours." Tom stood up. "Not when you're stealing from her." The air in the room changed, thick, electric. Jason glared at him, his voice turning cold. "You better watch your tone." I saw it then. The mask slipping, the fake charm gone, the real Jason standing there, angry and cruel. Before I could step in, Lily appeared in the doorway, her voice trembling. "Stop," she whispered. "Just stop." But Jason turned on her too. "You always run to your parents when you can't handle being an adult." That was enough for Tom. He stepped forward and gave Jason a light shove, not to hurt him, but to push him back. Jason stumbled, caught himself, and then suddenly lunged. He shoved Lily against the wall so hard that a picture frame fell and shattered. Everything froze. Tom grabbed him, shouting, "How does that feel, huh?" Before I could scream, Jason's father, who had arrived to pick him up, stormed into the room and tackled Tom in a chokehold. It was chaos. Yelling, glass breaking, Lily sobbing. I don't even remember pulling them apart, only the sound of my own voice screaming, "Get out of my house!" And then the silence that followed. When the door finally slammed shut, I found Lily sitting on the floor, shaking uncontrollably. Her lip was bleeding, and all she kept saying was, "Mom, I should have listened. I should have listened." That night, she didn't sleep, neither did I. The next morning, we went to her apartment, and it looked like a stranger lived there. Half her things were missing. Her bank account? Already half empty. Jason had taken it. The gift money, the savings, everything he could get his hands on. It was no longer just heartbreak. It was betrayal. And when Lily filed for divorce, he didn't just fight back. He dragged her name through the mud, turning every lie into a weapon. But what he didn't know was that karma was already on its way. Tell me your reaction in the comments, hit like, and subscribe so you're here when part 3 drops.